Welcome to the University Utara Malaysia Micro-Credential course in Maritime Management. In this video, we will explore two essential aspects of maritime studies: the importance of maritime transport and the types of regulatory involvement that govern it. Maritime transport is the lifeline of global trade. Every day, thousands of ships cross international waters, carrying goods, fuel, and raw materials that sustain economies around the world. Whether it is oil from the Middle East, electronics from East Asia, or agricultural products from Southeast Asia, maritime transport connects markets, nations, and people. This topic aims to help you understand the economic significance of the maritime industry, recognize the various levels of regulation, and appreciate how international, regional, and national frameworks ensure the safety, efficiency, and sustainability of maritime operations. When discussing the importance of maritime transport, it is essential to understand not only its economic contribution, but also its environmental impact, particularly in terms of carbon dioxide, CO2, emissions. According to Our World in Data 2022 and Statista 2023, total global CO2 emissions reached approximately 37.15 billion tons, with the transportation sector accounting for around 7.69 billion tons, or nearly 20% of the total. Within this sector, road transport remains the dominant contributor, responsible for almost 75% of all transport emissions, mainly from passenger vehicles and freight trucks. Aviation contributes about 11 to 13%, while shipping accounts for roughly 10 to 11% globally. Although shipping is often perceived as a major polluter, these figures reveal that maritime transport is the most energy-efficient mode of mass transportation. In terms of emissions per ton kilometer, ships emit far less CO2 than trucks or airplanes for the same amount of cargo moved over a similar distance. This efficiency is one of the key reasons why 80 to 90% of world trade by volume continues to rely on maritime transport. Focusing on Malaysia, national data indicate that transportation produced approximately 0.29 billion tons of CO2 in 2022, which represents about 0.78% of global emissions. Within Malaysia's transport emissions, road transport contributes 85.3%, aviation 12.9%, and shipping only 1.4%. This means that despite the high volume of goods moved by sea, the maritime sector remains the least carbon-intensive among all transportation modes. However, as Malaysia aims to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050, there is growing emphasis on green shipping initiatives, including the use of low-sulfur fuels, LNG-powered vessels, and port electrification systems. In summary, while maritime transport is indispensable to global and Malaysian trade, its comparatively low CO2 footprint makes it a crucial component of the sustainable transport ecosystem. Yet, as international organizations like the IMO tighten emission standards through measures such as MARPOL Annex 6 and the IMO 2023 GHG strategy, continuous improvement and innovation will be vital for maintaining both economic efficiency and environmental responsibility in the maritime industry. Globally, maritime transport plays a critical role in the world economy. According to UNTAD 2024, around 80 to 90% of world trade by volume and over 70% by value is carried by sea. This makes shipping the most cost-effective and energy-efficient mode of long-distance transportation. Maritime transport enables the exchange of goods on a massive scale, from bulk commodities such as crude oil, coal, and grain, to manufactured goods, vehicles, and consumer products. Without maritime transport, global supply chains would simply collapse. Shipping is also essential for globalization. It allows countries to specialize in production, participate in international trade, and enjoy goods that are not locally available. The expansion of global trade and industrial growth over the past century has been driven by the efficiency of maritime logistics. Key international sea routes, such as the Suez Canal, Panama Canal, and the Straits of Malacca, are strategic arteries of the world economy. Any disruption along these routes can cause delays, increased costs, and even inflation in commodity prices. In short, maritime transport keeps the world economy moving, serving as the backbone of international commerce and global connectivity. For Malaysia, maritime transport is not just important, it is vital. Malaysia's geographic position along the Straits of Malacca, one of the busiest and most strategic maritime corridors in the world, gives it an unparalleled advantage in global shipping and logistics. Every year, more than 80,000 vessels pass through the straits, linking the Indian Ocean with the Pacific. This makes Malaysia a key maritime hub in Asia. The maritime sector contributes significantly to Malaysia's economy, supporting trade, employment, industrial development, and national revenue. According to the Ministry of Transport 2024, maritime activities generate tens of billions of ringgit annually through port operations, shipbuilding, logistics, and offshore services. Major Malaysian ports such as Port Klang, Port of Tanjung Pelepas, Johor Port, and Penang Port play a central role in import and export activities. Together, they handle millions of containers each year, linking Malaysia with over 200 ports globally. Maritime transport also supports domestic trade, connecting peninsular Malaysia with Sabah, Sarawak, and Labuan. Furthermore, the sector provides vital employment opportunities ranging from seafarers and port operators to maritime engineers and logistics managers. Hence, the maritime industry is not only about ships and cargo, it is about national competitiveness, economic security, and sustainable development. Because maritime transport operates globally and across multiple jurisdictions, regulation is crucial. Ships move between nations, carrying goods, fuel, and sometimes hazardous materials. To maintain safety, security, and environmental protection, the maritime industry is governed by a complex system of international, regional, and national regulations. At the international level, the International Maritime Organization, IMO, a specialized agency of the United Nations, is the most important governing body. The IMO develops conventions, codes, and standards that promote maritime safety, environmental protection, and fair shipping practices. Some of the key IMO conventions include SOLAS, Safety of Life at Sea, ensuring ship design and operation meet international safety standards. MARPOL, Marine Pollution, preventing pollution from ships into the sea and atmosphere. STCW, Standards of Training, Certification, and Watchkeeping, setting minimum qualifications for seafarers worldwide. Another important global organization is the International Labour Organization, ILO, which introduced the Maritime Labour Convention, MLC 2006, often called the Seafarers' Bill of Rights. It ensures fair working conditions, health, and welfare for maritime workers. The United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS, provides the legal foundation for maritime boundaries, navigation rights, and jurisdiction over territorial waters and exclusive economic zones, EEZs. These international conventions together ensure that the global maritime system operates safely, fairly, and sustainably. To explore more details, data sources, and supporting materials for this topic, please visit the link provided below. You can access additional visuals, statistics, and learning resources at https:/tinyurl.com/chua13112025. Please open your app to see this link. This website contains extended explanations and references that complement today's lesson on the importance of maritime transport and regulatory involvement.